It's really hard to believe, but Halo Infinite is only 5 to 6 months away from launching. And we're only 1 month away from the Xbox digital event in July, at which we expect to see new Halo trailers, new screenshots, information on Forge, and most importantly, gameplay. When we get that, this will definitely change the topic of this video because it will give us more information for theorizing and lore. But in today's video, sticking with the Cortana quarantine theme, I wanted to kind of explore the idea that Cortana will not have the fate that everyone else is suggesting, whether dying or coming back as a simple AI, that in fact, Cortana will become a playable character in some capacity by the end of Halo Infinite. I know this is a crazy theory, guys, so bear with me as we go through this quick video. In Halo 3 and Halo 4, we got to explore Cortana struggling with the ideas of death, decay, loneliness, friendship, and humanity, coming to terms with her being a person and her place in the world, and especially with her partnership with her partner, Master Chief. He also got to struggle with where he fit into this whole equation as well, and it was a really great storyline and naturally fit with their characters. Some people would say, oh, that's overly dramatic and it didn't fit Halo. Halo stopped after Halo 3. Well, that's really nonsense because if you read Halo Fall of Reach, you realize that this sort of threads, this narrative hinting, has been from the very beginning. Whether you like all the choices the 343 made or not, it naturally followed. Halo 5, however, even though it carried on this idea of Cortana being protective and wanting to fix reality, it didn't really pay off, and in fact it sort of betrayed that growth of the idea of being human and having personage. So, long rant short, Halo 5 didn't pay that off. So what is Halo Infinite going to do? Well, the way I see it, the writing department had a few choices that probably sat before them. They've already made their choice at this point in the game. We will have no idea what choice they made until the game launches. But they would have had an option of Master Chief killing Cortana as option 1, whether she has a redemption or not. I believe this would be a huge mistake for 343. I don't know about you guys, but when I first played Halo 5 Guardians, I didn't mind playing as Locke and Osiris. I did mind that I was only Master Chief for 3 levels, and that for most of my time as Locke, I was chasing Master Chief down. Now, I know it's a video game, but as fans, I don't know about you guys, I didn't like chasing down Blue Team, people that I had grown to love from the books and stories, and especially Master Chief, a character we have played for years. It just didn't feel right. I think that playing as Master Chief, hunting Cortana down and killing her, would leave a bitter taste in the fans' mouth. Either she needs to redeem herself with a self-sacrifice at the end, again, I know that's kind of repeating Halo 4, or she needs to come back in some way. So, I believe that's probably going to happen. Either she sacrifices herself, or in some way she comes back. Now, the sacrificing herself option, I believe, would be a little bit repetitive at this point. While Halo 4's ending was satisfying, and that was a good end for her, and I probably would not have brought her back, or definitely not in the way Halo 5 did, they did bring her back, and we can't change that. So now that they have, I wouldn't kill her off again. You've got this character back. Okay, you made some questionable choices to bring her back, but now that you have her, to kill her off basically in the same way as Halo 4 would do nothing for her character growth. And I really, at this point, Master Chief can't take any more trauma, poor man. So Halo Infinite, I think in some way, Cortana, in some aspect, whether it's another Cortana model who basically finds the original Cortana's memories and imprints them on her mind to become the original Cortana in some way, she's going to be restored. However, this also presents an issue. Some fans say Cortana should just go back to being an AI, that this should be like the classic gameplay where it's Master Chief and Cortana, we're out on an adventure, we're saving humanity, simple as that. Practically that makes sense, that's easy, but narratively that would be a huge disappointment. You can't take away the fact that you had this character growth in Halo 4, and a tiny bit, if you can call that for Master Chief in Halo 5. So to completely take all that away and just everything's hunky-dory, back to AI and human again, it doesn't really fit for me. The problem is, people point out to the other alternative that Cortana somehow becomes a human as being unlikely, because if she becomes human, if she's given human form, and essentially she'd be a civilian now, she would not be able to go on adventures practically with Master Chief, and it would throw off the dynamic that they had where she's in his head, she gives the players data. People just want to go back to the way it was. And they're like, let's just have her back in his head. So if you pay off the narrative thread of her having corporeality, she can't be on an adventure anymore. And if you don't pay off that corporeality and you've got her back as this player intel giver now, you're kind of leaving off the narrative thread. So how do we bring these two together? The theory that I have, or that I could see working, is that in essence, Cortana becomes a playable character in Halo Infinite. The reason I would do it this way is this. Cortana, if she gets restored, and there's many ways that this could happen, whether it's through the domain, whether it's through Halsey intervening, and I could see that, that's a video for another day. When she gets restored in some way, she has studied Promethean technology a great deal. I mean, goodness knows, on Genesis she was helping command whole armies there, so she should have a pretty good idea how it works. And we know that she could create this sort of hard light body that she does at the end of Halo 5. What if Cortana, instead of being like a Promethean whose base is on the facility that they're stationed or the domain, her base of operations, her facility, is the chip in Chief's helmet. Admittedly, this would probably only be for the later levels of the game, once Cortana is restored in some way. Now, people may have some problems with this, but there are a few pros with it. One is that, for instance, if you're playing co-op campaign, Cortana, if a battle is really tough and she can create a hard light body and can create weapons or pick up weapons on the battlefield, why wouldn't she help Chief if she had that capability? It's practical, it's logical, and if she had the capability, why not? Secondly of all, if you're playing a single-player campaign, maybe Chief has got it, so she's staying in his head. And in a cutscene, whether Cortana is in his head or out of his head, that could be in the cutscene. It doesn't affect whether the gameplay, whether she was there or not, because she can jump in and out, in a flash of light, basically. There's also precedent for it, narratively speaking. Cortana obviously had a holographic body. Now, this is used more in the books than in the games. It's not explored as much because she's on a human facility. She's kind of relaxed. She's going to create a holographic body to walk around in. She did it in Dr. Halsey's office. So Cortana creating a body to talk in the middle of a scene isn't unusual. It's just in a battlefield, she hasn't had the supplies necessary to create that hologram. So it's not like it would be a big change for her character. Also, Halo 4, not only the whole pay up about her having physical form, in Halo 4, there was this big subplot with the terminals about the Didact and the Librarian, and how the Didact was obsessed with trying to bring things into the digital world and then back to the organic. I mean, that's basically what we're trying to do with Cortana here. There's precedence. He always failed, but maybe somehow Chief or Dr. Halsey or somebody finds a way to basically take from digital form back to an organic life form. And that is what happens in some way for Cortana. So I know this is sort of a crazy theory, and I really haven't seen it written anywhere else in Reddit, in Halo YouTube channels that I follow, on Halo blogs. I'd love to know, honestly, what Halo fans think about this theory. Could you get behind it? Do you see it as fulfilling narrative threads while still keeping the gameplay intact like we like it? Do you have any better suggestions? I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next video.